Hi everyone, my name is Haley and I will be showing you around the Van Gogh Museum Travel Guide app. I'm working on my iPad, but this is also available through Google Play for Android users, which I'll show you in a minute. To get started, locate your App Store icon that looks like a white A on a blue background. Sometimes if I'm having trouble finding mine or just feeling lazy, I'll just pull my screen down and search for it. Once you are in the App Store, search Van Gogh Museum, and it will be the first option that comes up. The icon is one of Vincent van Gogh's famous self-portraits with an orange background. The app is free for both Apple and Android users. Speaking of Android users, I'm unable to show the actual Google Play app interface since I'm using an iPad, but here is the web version. The app looks and is titled the same and is free like I mentioned. So I had some technical difficulties with my iPad and switched to my iPhone, which is why the screen is thinner now. I was able to get my iPad back up and running, so I will be switching back to it later in this tutorial, but it might be good information to know anyway that the app works well on different devices. This app does require Wi-Fi or a cellular connection. I am going to show you around the app a bit now. This is the home screen, which is easily navigable, and if I were using this with my elementary students, I think the colored blocks in addition to the words would make it very simple for them to follow directions and get where they need to be. Basically, I would use this app in addition to the virtual tour of this exact museum that I do with students already. Third grade in particular learns about artwork displays and the purpose of museums, so this app would fit right in with their curriculum. Unfortunately, I was hoping that we could do that in this app. We could use that virtual tour in this app going forward, but it does not offer that. I do like that students can look at artworks sorted by location they were painted, as well as find Van Gogh's biographical information. If I were working with secondary students and they had similar standards regarding art museums, I might have them use this app to plan an imaginary visit and decide which artworks they would make sure to see. Then maybe they could write a little bit about these artworks because this app does offer background information on each of the artworks as well as the museum itself, so that's helpful. The app also does just have images of not only his artwork, but of the museum itself, so students could get an idea of what this museum actually looks like, as in like the physical building, which could help with that imaginary tour if they were to plan one. So when I first started exploring this app, I was under the impression it was more geared towards students based on the age level listed in the App Store, as well as some of the reviews that mentioned learning. So I was a bit disappointed to find it is mainly a device to help museum goers plan their visit. Because of this, there isn't anything to actually be made in the app like there is with the National Gallery of Art for Kids app I currently utilize in my classroom. I originally found this app because the American Association of School Librarians recommended it in 2015, but I was unable to find it in the App Store, and the app I'm currently showing you came up instead. Like I said though, I do like that students can explore Van Gogh's work in high resolution, which they can't do as clearly in the virtual museum tour that we already do. Students at the elementary level would likely only really achieve the understand level of Bloom's taxonomy, as they could handle sorting artworks based on color schemes or just by what they like and don't like and describe the differences between artworks. As far as the SAMR model is concerned, I think the use of this app would again only really reach the substitution or augmentation level, as students can choose which artworks they're individually interested in to take a closer look at or read a little background information about, but there are no opportunities for modification or redefinition, so there's little student learning enhancement. Overall, I think I would utilize this resource as an addition to our virtual classroom tour that we already do, but I would not use this as a standalone activity or expect students to glean very much information or experience from it.